Welcome you all for numerical 1 and design of helical gear. The type 1 problem is when the diameter or center distance is known, when the number of teeth on the gear or pinion is unknown. Before explaining the problem on design of helical gear, let's go through the difference between the helical and spur gear. Helical or dry fixed gears offer a refinement over spur gears. This helical gear is a refinement over the spur gears. The leading edges of the teeth are not parallel to the axis of rotation but are set at an angle. So since the gear is curved, this angling makes the tooth shape of a segment a helix. The shape of the helical gear is in the form of helix, and it is called helical gears. Helical gears operate more smoothly and quietly compared to the spur gears due to the way the teeth interact. The teeth on an helical gear cut at an angle to the face of the gear. The typical range of an helix angle is about 15 to 30 degree. So you have to be very careful while solving the problem. We need to take the helix angle in the range of 15 to 30 degree. It's also available in the data handbook. Helical gear is the most commonly used gears in transmissions. The normal gear ratio range is 3.2:10:1. The first figure shows the typical spur gear, where the face of the teeth is parallel to the axis of the rotation. The second figure shows the helical gear, where the face of the teeth is inclined at an angle with respect to the axis of rotation of the gear. This angle is known as the helix angle. And coming to the problem, the numerical 1. So I will read the description of the problem. Design a pair of helical gear to transmit 12 kW at 2400 rpm of pinion. Its power is given. The N1, the RPM 2400 rpm is given. The velocity ratio is 4:1. So the I is 4:1 is given. Helix angle is limited to 23 degree. The beta is 23 degree. Center distance is to be around 300 mm. The type 1 problem is the way the center distance is given. By using the center distance, we can calculate the diameter. That is, diameter is known. The pressure angle to the normal plane is 14.5 degree involute. In all the previous problems, there is 3 problems in this spur gear, we have taken 20 degree involute profile. But in this problem, they are given the condition like 14.5 degree involute. The pinion material is cast steel 51.7 megapascal and gear material is cast iron metal grade 31 MPa. Let us start with the solution. So the given data, the type of the gear given is helical gear. The power 12 kW is given. The speed of the pinion is given 2400 rpm. The speed reduction ratio is 4. Beta is 23 degree and the center distance is 300 mm. The profile is given as 14.5 degree involute profile. And also the material is given. The design stress for pinion is 51.7 MPa sigma D2. The design stress for the gear is 31 MPa. By using the ratio, speed reduction ratio I is equal to N1 by N2. N1 is known. N2 is given by N1 divided by 4, 2400 divided by 4, it is 600 rpm. The first step, as you already know, that the identifying the weaker member. So based on the weaker member, we need to design the helical gear. So to identify the weaker member, we know the center distance is given, which is the equation as follows: d1 plus d2 by 2. The center distance is 300 into 2 is 600 is equal to d1 plus d2. But also we know that the speed reduction ratio is given by d2 by d1. The I is 4, d2 divided by d1. d2 is given as 4 times of d1. So the d2 is equal to 120 mm and d2 is equal to 480 mm. So in this problem, the teeth is unknown. Continue the first step. The D1 is obtained as 120 mm and D2 is 480 mm. So where the teeth is not known in this problem, assume the teeth only to identify the weaker member. And again we need to calculate the corrected value of Z1 and Z2. Assume Z1, as you already know that the Z1 is the minimum number of teeth on the pinion is equal to 20 teeth. So by using speed reduction ratio E is equal to Z2 by Z1, Z2 is equal to 4 times of Z1, so Z1 is equal to 80 teeth. So but in this case we need to design the helical gear equivalent to this spur gauge, so that we need to follow the procedure of this spur gauge, so that the virtual number of teeth in the equivalent spur gear or the formative number of teeth which is given by the equivalent number of teeth. In the case of the spur gear, the equivalent is given by Z divided by cos cube beta. So which is given by the equation, that is Z equivalent 1, that is equivalent teeth on the pinion is given by Z1 divided by cos cube beta. The beta is given as 23 degree. So by using that, by substituting that, the equivalent number of teeth on the pinion is equals 26 teeth. And the same thing, the equivalent number of teeth on the gear is equal to 103 teeth. So we need to use this to identify the weaker member. Once we identify the weaker member, after the design is safe, so we need to recalculate the equivalent number of teeth on pin and gear. So the Lewis form factor which is given 14.5 degree involute system, which is given by 0.124 minus 0.684 divided by Z. You have to be very careful in this equation. From now onwards we need to use the equivalent number of teeth to design the helical gear to calculate the normal module. So that Y1 is given by 0.0898 by substituting ZD1 and by substituting ZD to equivalent number of teeth on the gear. So we got Y2 equals 0.11545. So sigma D1 Y1 got around 4.64 Newton per mm square. Sigma D2 Y2 is equal to 3.57 Newton per mm square. In this case, sigma D2 Y2 is lesser than sigma D1 Y1. So design is based on the gear. Second step, the module calculation. To calculate the module, we have the equations, so which is not same as in the case of helical gear due to the helix angle and the normal module which is given by 2mt Cw cos beta divided by sigma d Cb kyz whole to the power of 1 by 3. In this equation, two new parameters are introduced here, the Cw and the beta. Beta is as already given in the problem, the 23 degree the helix angle, and Cw we need to take it from the table based on the given condition. So sigma Cw is the wear and lubrication factor, we need to take it from the table number 12.21. All other parameters remain same as in the case of this design of spur gear. To find dm, this is the equation, the same equation what you have written here. So here we need to calculate mt, Cw, beta is known, and sigma d2, design is based on the gear, we need to take the sigma d for the gear. Cv, where diameter is given, we can calculate that Cv by using the velocity factor. K we know it, and y we need to calculate the form factor, pi times of y, and we know Z2. So here we need to calculate the torque. Torque is given by 9.55 into 10 power of 6 into P by N2. Design is based on the gear, we need to take N2. P is power is known, N2 is also known. We need to multiply this with CS, the service factor. So in this problem the service factor is not given. So we need to assume this CS from table 12.8. Assume it as steady load, type of load is steady and working for 8 to 10 hours per day. So that CS will become equal to 1. If the condition is given in the problem, we need to refer the table. Based on the condition, we need to take the value of CS. In this condition is not given, so I have assumed type of load steady, type of service is 8 to 10 hours per day, so that CS equal to 1. So MT equals 191,000 Newton into mm. Got MT. And to calculate Cw, the wear and lubrication factor, so from table 12.21, so if the data is not given, so assume for scant lubrication but regular frequent inspection, take Cw is equal to 1.25. If it is not given, assume it as the scant lubrication but regular frequent inspection, take CW is equal to 1.25 from this table 12.21. And to take K, the K value which varies from 12 to 20, but in the case of spur gear we have taken the K is equal to 10. But in the design of helical gear, take the value of K is equal to 16. Be careful. Many of the students will take that K is equal to 10, the same as in the case of spur gear. But in the helical gear, it varies from 12 to 20. So that take K is equal to 16 in the case of design of helical gear. So form factor which is given by pi times of y2, which is given as 0.3627. So we need to calculate velocity factor. To calculate the velocity factor CV, first we need to calculate velocity. So since the problem is like diameter is known, so we can calculate velocity by using pi d1 n1 by 60,000 or by using pi d2 n2 by 60,000. So diameter is known, the speed is known, calculate velocity which is given as 15.07 meter per second. So here the cases are there. Velocity, when velocity is less than 5 meter per second, this is the equation. When velocity ranges from 5 to 10, this is the equation. When velocity ranges from 10 to 20. So we got 15, third case is suitable for this. So go for CV is equal to 15.25 divided by 15.25 plus V. By using this equation, substitute the value of V. So we got CV which is equal to 0.5029. CV is known, so that by using that we can calculate the normal module. This module which is equivalent to spur gear, right? 2 into MT into CW is 1.25 cos beta, beta is 23 degree. So this is form factor K and Z equivalent number of teeth and the Z2. So that Mn will become equal to 3.61. So the normal module is equal to 4 mm. Once you got the normal module, so we need to calculate the module M by using the equation Mn is equal to M cos beta. So M is given by Mn by cos beta, so that M is approximately equal to 4.34. So that take M is equal to 5 mm. This is the actual module. So that normal pitch which is given by pi times of Mn. So Mn is known. Know that pi, P is equal to pi m, the same equation we need to use it for normal pitch also. Pn is equal to pi times of Mn, which is obtained as 12.56 millimeter. So once you got normal pitch, we need to calculate the actual pitch. Pn, which is given by P cos beta. So P is given by Pn by cos beta. Pn is known, beta is 23 degree. So P equals 13.65 mm. So this is the problem where diameter is known. Once we calculate the module, we need to calculate the corrected value of Z, because Z1 and Z2 we assumed it, so that we need to calculate by using this equation. So earlier we know that D is equal to simply M into Z. So due to the helix angle, D is given by M into Z by cos beta, that is Mn into Z1 by cos beta. So Z1 will become D1 cos beta by Mn. Z1 is equal to D1 is known, beta is known, and Z1 is known. Sorry, Mn. So Z1 will becomes 28 teeth. The same equation you are using to calculate D2. D2 is equal to Z2 Mn by cos beta. So Z2 is equal to D2 cos beta divided by Mn. D2 cos beta Mn. So that Z2 equals 111 teeth. So that what we actually require, we require the equivalent number of teeth on the helical gear. There is equivalent number of teeth which is given by the actual number of teeth on the spur gear divided by the helix angle cos cube beta. This equation is available in data handbook. Please refer the data handbook for all this equation. So Z1 is known, divided by cos cube beta. So equivalent number of teeth on the pinion is 36 teeth. This is the corrected value of teeth. The ZE2 is equal to Z2 divided by cos cube beta. Z2 is known 111 divided by cos cube 23 degree. So that's Z equivalent to on the gear, which is equal to 143 teeth. This is the corrected value of teeth once we calculate the module. So and again we need to check that whether design is safe or not. To calculate that, so we got the new value of ZE1 by using this equation, calculate Y1. By using that equation, new value of ZE2, calculate Y2. And also we need to calculate the tangential force, MT by D2 by 2, because design is based on the gear. Or we can take it R2, which is obtained as 795.83 Newton. So the Lewis equation is given as Ft is equal to sigma d Cv By Mn by Cw. In this Cw is the parameter which is introduced in the equation. So Ft is given by sigma d Cv By Mn by Cw. So I already told you that B varies from 12.5 Mn to 20 Mn. So B is equal to K times of Mn. K is assumed in between, that is 16 for helical gear into 4, that is 64. Sigma d, to design we need to check this whether it is less than the allowable stress or not. So if this stress is less than allowable stress, then the design is safe. So Cv value we know it based on diameter, B value is known, so and Y value we need to calculate based on the new value of Z equivalent 1 and Z equivalent 2, and Mn the normal module, and Cw we know it. Substitute here, sigma d design is given by this. So sigma d design, which is obtained as 20.71 Newton per mm square, which is less than, so that is allowable stress or design stress, which is given as 31 Newton per mm square for gear. So the design of the gear is safe. Once the design is safe, for the third step, calculate all the dimensions. Write down all the set of the dimensions. So D1 is 120 mm, D2, Z1, Z2, the new value of the corrected value of Z1 and Z2, not the assumed value. B, Mn, M, normal module, the actual module, and the normal pitch and actual pitch. Write down the set of the dimensions. Next, the fourth step is we need to calculate the dynamic load. According to Buckingham, the dynamic load on the gear tooth, which is given as Fd is equal to tangential load plus K3 into V, Cb into cos square beta plus Ft into cos beta divided by K3 into V plus the square root of Cb cos square beta plus Ft. In this, Ft is known, K3 which is the same as in the case of spur gear 20.67, velocity we already calculated based on diameter, the diameter is known in these columns. So we know V, we know the B, the phase speed, the beta is given, Ft which we have already calculated in the previous step, and all other parameter is known except the dynamic load factor. This is the equation. So to calculate the dynamic load factor, first we need to calculate the error. So the velocity we know that, which is obtained as 15.07. So based on the velocity we need to go for table 12.14. Velocity 15.07 means which is nearer to 15. For this the error is 0.0230 mm. For velocity v is equal to 15.07, it is 15. Error is equal to 0.0230 mm. So once you got the error, we need to go for the table of dynamic load factor, table 12.12. The 14.5 degree is given. So 0.023, which is nearer to 0.02, go for 0.02, and the cast iron steel is given, and the tooth form is 14.5 degree for that. For 0.02, C is equal to 151.6. So we will explain once again. For E is equal to 0.02 and material is given cast iron and steel 14.5 degree, for that the error is 151.6. If this is the dynamic load factor, if this is the dynamic load factor, for error is equal to 0.02. So for error E equals 0.023, C equals how much? So by just use the linear interpolation to calculate this. So 151.6 into 0.023 divided by 0.02, which is obtained as 174.3 Newton per mm. Once we got the dynamic load factor, calculate the dynamic load. Next, the step 5. So no need to calculate the endurance load for the helical gear, directly go for the wear load. The limiting load for wear, which is given by d1 bqk divided by cos square beta. This is the parameter which is introduced in the wear load of helical gear, which is greater than this wear load, which has to be greater than or equal to the dynamic load. So use the condition. So d1 is known, b is known, q we need to calculate based on the z1 and z2, cos beta is known. So calculate q. Q is given by 2z2 divided by z1 plus z2, that is equal to 2 into we know z2 and z1 and z2. So q, which is equal to 1.6. So substitute all the values. D1 BA 64, Q is 1.6, K divided by cos squared 23 degree. So which is greater than or equal to dynamic load 7916.6 Newton. So K value which is greater than or equal to 0.545. Yeah, go to the table for cast iron and steel. So we need to go for K value which is greater than 0.53 something like that. So for 14.5 degree, if you refer the table which is not clear, just refer the table. So this is the cast iron and this is the steel. So these are the cases where we have the combination of cast iron and steel. So you need to go through this. For this, K is greater than that, which is given as 0.598. For this value, the ordinance number is 200 and 180, 0.598. So that this is steel material and BHN is 200 mm, and cast iron gear, the BHN is 180 mm. So that this is which is greater than 0.53, that is 0.598. So from the table, for K is equal to 0.598, the steel material is pinion, the pinion material is steel, the BHN is equal to 200, and for gear cast iron, BHN is equal to 180. Thank you.